the big, dark, soulful eyes of a baby seal seeking safety from a killer shark. Or the big, beady eyeballs of an alien-looking gecko that stalks the sand of the Namib Desert. My name's Steve Backshaw, and this is Deadly Showdowns. It's my chance to talk about and relive some of the most iconic moments from my life in wildlife filmmaking, bringing head-to-head some of the most dramatic animals we have ever encountered. And this time round, is it about deadly aquatic assassins or aerial avian assassins? No, it's about the best animal cutie pie. So, who are our contenders? Well, first up is the Seal Pup. Surrounding me now are New Zealand fur seals. In fact, there's one quite large male here. You can really instantly tell the difference between the boys and the girls. The males are so much bigger, so much bulkier. And the reason for that is not in any way to help them with hunting, and it's not to get rid of predators. In actual fact, it's for fighting with other males. This guy here is bearing a fair few battle scars where he's fought with other males. But the wounds are worth it for the right to breed with all these females and pass on his genes to the next generation. The young pups are impossibly inquisitive. This one here has just made his way up all the way from the waterline to come and find out what we are. And it seems ridiculous to be thinking about putting something so impossibly cute on the Deadly 60. The seal pups are beyond adorable. They have these great big dark eyes. You just see them and you want to go and give them a cuddle. Those great big dark soulful eyes are very, very good at seeing fish in murky waters. But even when the water's too murky to be able to see the fish, it can sense them using these vibrissae or whiskers. Wherever seals live, they need to be tough to survive, and especially in the waters off South Africa. Earlier in the series, we brought you some stunning images of Cape fur seals under attack from one of the world's most feared predators, the great white shark. One of the real icons of Deadly is the great white shark. And because of that, in the area we're in, the seals have a pretty hard time. It tends to be as well that they don't necessarily go for the big animals. Instead, they're more likely to go for the smaller females, or if they can, they'll take the pups. Oh, the tail of the shark is just lashing around. You can see both the dorsal fin and the tail breaking the surface. And you can just see the seal just leaping out of the water, porpoising, trying to get away from the shark. This tiny little seal is just battling for survival. It's just leaping clear out of the water, just trying to evade the shark. I mean, seriously, who would be a fur seal in that part of the world? Just simply swimming out from the colony to go and feed. You have to run the gauntlet of these massive 6-meter long predatory fish with 300 scalpel sharp teeth. But we weren't there to film the seals, we were there for the sharks. I went to get into the great white diving cage, but I couldn't get in there because there was already someone in there before me. It was a seal pup. This little seal here is exactly the size of the animals that are being hunted by the great white sharks. It's only just old enough to have become independent to go out and start hunting for itself. And it's incredibly vulnerable out here. And if you look at the rear flipper, you can see the teeth marks of a shark attack. And this beautiful creature is just taking refuge here because it knows that out there he's going to get hammered. And there's a shark up behind the boat. He looks really tired. It would have been just plain cruel to usher this pup out with sharks circling and scenting blood. But great whites won't swim into the beds of giant kelp seaweed that border the seal colony. If we could get the pup close, he should have a fighting chance. We're just backing up the boat so that it's closer to the kelp and closer to the rocky islands where the seal will be safe, hopefully. It'll make a beeline out of the cage and, yeah, away from the sharks. Ah, there he goes, there he goes. Yes! Oh, fantastic. We're right by the kelp now, and he's going to be safe. Wow. That was all a bit crazy for a while there. So who's going to be contender number 2? Surely it has to be something with big, dark, soulful eyes and furry, cute little mammal. Well, I would say that actually the cutest of animals look more like this. It's a June gecko, sometimes called a web-footed gecko. And the reason for that, look at those feet. It almost looks like someone's taken a couple of duck's feet and sellotaped them onto a gecko. The web-footed gecko is one that we found by looking for the characteristic side of its burrow, and then you dig down at the exact right speed and depth, taking great care not to destroy the burrow because it's really important to the survival of the gecko. And then when you get it out in the open, you get this seemingly fragile, vulnerable creature with skin that almost feels like paper, with these remarkable webbing in between its toes, which it uses for moving over the soft and shifting sands. That webbing just gives him amazing purchase to stay up above the sand, stops him sinking in. And then the eyes, which look like some kind of fabled jewel. They almost seem to glow with an interior light with purples and blacks and aquamarine. And when the gecko wants to clean its eyeballs, it doesn't have any eyelids, so it extends its great big tongue and it licks its own eyeballs. He is beautiful, but don't let that prettiness fool you. He's also a superb hunter. So who's it going to be? Who is going to win our best of the cutie pies? Well, on this one, I think I'm going to bow to popular opinion. You know, I think the web-footed gecko is the cutest thing in the world, but I kind of know that most of the rest of you are going to go with the seal pup. So this time, just this one time, I'm going to go with what most of you lot think. It's the seal. So there you go, that is one more Deadly Showdown. There are lots more on BBC Earth Kids, as well as a whole bunch more Deadly content. So don't forget to subscribe, and I promise we'll make it worth your while. All the very best from me, Stevie B.